A very good morning to everyone. I am D. Prasantabadi. I am happy to stand before you to deliver a session to briefly introduce myself and to take the lecture regarding the selection process of the interview team. So once again I am happy to introduce myself. I am D. Prasantabadi, completed PhD in Mathematics from the stream Differential Equations. I am from the institution Sri Ramakrishna Mission Vidyalaya College of Arts and Science. I had submitted my PhD thesis on August 2021 and waiting for vivacious examination. Looking for an opportunity to work with your organization as an assistant professor in science and humanities, especially in mathematics. So far, I had teaching experience of nearly 2 years in an engineering institution, research experience of 5 years, out of which 2 years for MPhil and 3 years for PhD. I had published 20 papers, particularly 11 papers as first and corresponding author, out of which 2 are SCI Index Journal, 1 is ESC Index Journal, and 4 are Scopus Index journals, and 4 more are peer-reviewed journals. For the other remaining papers, I took the positions of second tier of authorships. Also, I was invited as a resource person for conducting Vedic mathematics seminar, workshops, career development talks from various institutions to motivate young students. Some other academic responsibilities exercised by me includes, so during my working in the previous institution, I also exercised some of the responsibilities like Department Affiliation Assistant for AICTE and Anna University during the year 2016-17, Department Affiliation Coordinator AICTE and Anna University during 2016-17, Department Exam Cell Coordinator Internal Member Assistant during 2016-17 art semester, Department Exam Cell Coordinator Internal Member during the year 2016-17 event semester, and also for 2017-18, Department Overall Academic Timetable Coordinator Assistant during 2017-18, Internal and External Theory Examination Invigilator during 2016-18, Invigilator for some government exams held at the center of the institution where I had worked during 2016-17, mentoring students, paper evaluation, department club activities, transport committee, bus in charge, discipline committee member of college annual day, and also the admission duty. Also some other duties like question bank preparation, notes preparation, quiz events preparation for students. These are all the various services exercised by me for the institution where I had worked previously. Okay, this is the short introduction about myself. Now we shall get into the lecture session. Okay, let's catch up you in the lecture session. Dear listeners, panel of examiners, students, judges, audience, because since it is streamed in YouTube, I am telling all this. Okay, so today for the lecture session I am going to take an important problem from M3 in engineering mathematics. So you know M3 is nothing but transforms and partial differential equation. Transforms and partial differential equations. So the syllabus includes transformations and partial differential equations. Okay, So the first chapter is an introduction about partial differential equation. In the second chapter we will have Fourier series. In third chapter again we are having partial differential equations applications. So in chapter 3 we are discussing about applications of partial differential equations. In fourth chapter we are discussing about Fourier transform. Okay, try to see the difference or similarities between chapter 2 and chapter 4. In chapter 2 we are discussing about Fourier series, whereas in chapter 4 we are discussing about Fourier transforms. Okay, the similarities are the series. There in Fourier series we will have Fourier cosine series, Fourier sine series, which are called half range series. In Fourier transform we will have cosine transforms, sine transforms, and using some theorems like convolution theorem, partial identities are there. Okay, the last chapter for you in the syllabus is jet transform of differential equations. So regarding partial differential equations, the syllabus comprises of partial differential equations and applications of partial differential equations. And regarding transformations, we are having Fourier transform and jet transform. And the Fourier series, the topic includes major ideas from partial differential equations and some of the little ideas from Fourier transformations, because the Fourier series cannot be formed without using little transformation technique. So this is the main key idea regarding what you are going to study in Engineering Mathematics 3. Engineering Mathematics 3, the subject named Transforms and Partial Differential Equations. So now we are going to discuss a few things. First of all, what is a differential equation? Okay, you know what is an equation. An equation is a mathematical group of terms, mathematical combination of terms which is equated to a value. Okay, what will be that value? It is none other than 0. So simply we can say an equation is a polynomial equated to 0. Then what is a differential equation? A differential equation can be called by the name differential equation because it deals with some differences. Where occurs such differences? Differences occurs everywhere with respect to particular phenomena. Differences occurring everywhere with respect to some particular phenomena. For example, we shall take an example. Suppose I have taken a cup of coffee and placed it on a table. The temperature of coffee will be reduced when time increases. The temperature of coffee will be reduced when time increases. When it is not on the fire, when it is not on the gas, the temperature will be reduced. When it is not on the stove. Okay, suppose if I place the coffee on the stove, okay, initially suppose let us take initially the temperature is 0, but when temperature of the coffee will increase when time increases. So when the coffee is on stove, the temperature will increase when time increases. When the coffee is not on the stove, the burning stove I mean, when the coffee is not on the stove, the temperature will decrease when time increases. So both direct and inverse proportionality are there in a single example. So where occurs change? When time increases, the temperature of coffee undergoes some changes, whether it may increase constantly or whether it may decrease constantly. Okay, so what is the limit point? What is the limit point of coffee? So when it is placed on the stove, the temperature, the coffee reaching maximum temperature is 100 degrees Celsius, because the boiling point of liquid is maximum 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, when it is taken out of the burning stove and placed on a table, okay, then temperature reduced up to 0 degrees Celsius, because the temperature of coffee will not go beyond 0 degrees Celsius unless we kept it in freezer. Okay, in a normal room temperature, the coffee can attain 0 degree Celsius. Okay, so the limit of change in temperature varies from 0 to 100 degrees Celsius. So you can understand some changes are occurring with respect to time. Where the changes are occurring? The changes are occurring in temperature with respect to time. Okay, that is called differences. So differences occurs. We are modeling the situation using variables, means then it is called differential equations. So simply differential equations can be defined as rate of change of variables. Okay, rate of change of variables with respect to some other variables. Okay, what does the variable in the first line mean? What does the variable in second line mean? The variable in the first line means depending variable, because it is depending on some parameters like time. The variable in second line means independent variables. So both dependent and independent variables combine together to form a differential equation. So how will be the definition? Differential equations can be called so by the rate of change of depending variable with respect to independent variable. Okay, it is one kind of definition. Okay, the equation involving variables and its derivatives in a particular limit or within the infinite limit, in a particular limit or within an infinite limit, we can call those equations as differential equations. Okay, generally for a differential equation, like ordinary differential equations, we will have one dependent variable and one independent variable, whereas for a partial differential equations we will have many independent variables. That is called partial differential equation. Okay, that is called partial differential equation. We shall now discuss about Fourier series. Okay, the series is named by the mathematician Fourier. So Fourier is a mathematician. By his name we are calling his series as Fourier series. To study Fourier series, we must know the basic differentiation and integration formula. So before going into Fourier series, we must know what is a periodic function. Okay, a periodic function f of x is said to have a period capital T, if for all x f of x plus t equal to f of x, where capital T is a positive constant. The real value of t greater than 0 is called period of f of x. Okay, some function is there, that function is f of x. That function can be written as f of x itself, but we can write f of x as f of x plus t. If f of x plus t gives again f of x, if f of x plus t again gives f of x, then such a function is called periodic function. Okay, about the period capital T, the value of period is always greater than 0. Okay, is always greater than 0. We shall discuss the examples of periodic function later, because our main focus is Fourier series today. We shall discuss deeply periodic functions and deeply partial differential equations, like formation of PDE by elimination of arbitrary variables and arbitrary constants. Okay, we shall discuss all those things, arbitrary constants and arbitrary functions, whatever the we shall discuss later. Our main concentration today is solving a problem using Fourier series, finding Fourier series of a given function. That is our main concentration today. Okay. The second thing we want to know, is Dirichlet's condition. What condition? Dirichlet's condition. Okay, and let me tell what is Dirichlet's condition. A function f of x is defined in the interval x lies between c to c plus 2l. X lies between c to c plus 2l, that is c less than or equal to x less than or equal to c plus 2l, can be expanded as an infinite trigonometric series of the form. Okay, the series is trigonometric series, not algebraic series, not logarithmic series, not exponential series. It is a particular series called trigonometric series because it involves trigonometric ratios. Okay, the function defined in the interval of x lies between c to c plus 2l. Okay, can be expanded in an infinite trigonometric series of the form a0 by 2 plus summation n equal to 1 to infinity an cos n pi x by l plus summation n equal to 1 to infinity bn sin n pi x by l. Provided f of x is defined and single valued except possibly at a finite number of points in c to c plus 2l. In c to c plus 2l. So what is mean by defined? F of x is defined. Defined means so that the value can exist. What type of value can exist? A single valued. Okay, it is a single value function, means a single value can exist. Wherever single value can exist in between the intervals c to c plus 2l, whether it occurs in all the points? No, it will not occur in all the points of c plus 2l, c to c plus 2l. Okay, it occurs in particular points of the interval c to c plus 2l. Second thing is f of x is periodic in c to c plus 2l. So what is f of x is periodic in c to c plus 2l means? So c to c plus 2l is interval given that the function f of x is periodic. We already know periodic means the function f of x can be written as f of x plus t, and that f of x plus t is again equal to f of x for the period t greater than 0. That definition will be satisfied in interval c to c plus 2l, then it will be called as obeying Dirichlet's condition. The third property is both f of x and f dash of x are piecewise continuous in the interval c comma c plus 2l. In interval c comma c plus 2l. The fourth property is f of x has no or finite number of maxima or minima in c plus 2l. Okay. So the fourth point is simply saying it may have or it may not have. Okay. What it may have, may not have? Maxima and minima. Okay. So what type of maxima or what type of minima? Finite. Okay. The maxima means maximum value where the function will obey. The minimum value where the function will obey. So beyond these 2 points the function will not exist. Okay, normally function will not exist means then obviously we are having no finite number of maximum minima. If function obeys means we are having finite number of maxima and minima in the interval provided c and c plus 2l. This is called Dirichlet's condition. Okay, kindly pause the video and go through the points one by one. Okay. And now the important thing is formula for Fourier series. The formula for Fourier series is also represented by infinite trigonometric series as we already discussed it. So that f of x is given by a0 by 2 plus summation n equal to 1 to infinity, since it is infinite trigonometric series. Okay. N equal to 1 to infinity an cos n pi x by l plus summation n equal to 1 to infinity bn sin n pi x by l. Okay, we know sin n pi x by l, cos n pi x by l. L is in the interval c to c plus 2l. We can find L in the interval c to c plus 2l. We can find L. We can substitute value of pi x, whatever it is there. So what is a0, an and bn? So a0, an and bn are nothing but the constants or coefficients. Okay. So an is a coefficient of cos n pi x by l, bn is a coefficient of sin n pi x by l, and a0 is simply a constant term. Okay, preceding both an and bn. Okay, where we can find a0, an, bn. So we can derive the values of a0, an and bn using Euler's formula. The Euler's formula gives you the exact value of a0. Yes, 1 by l integral c to c plus 2l f of x dx. An equal to 1 by l integral c to c plus 2l f of x cos n pi x by l dx, and bn 1 by l integral c to c plus 2l f of x sin n pi x by l dx. So these are the values of a0, an, bn. Apart from this, you must concentrate on the basic differentiation and integration formulas and Bernoulli's formula. All these formulas are very, very important. Okay, not only knowing the formulas of Fourier series is important, knowing the formulas of basic differentiation, integration is also very, very important. Okay, now let us discuss a problem. Okay, now it's time to discuss a problem. Okay, let's watch the problem. So now we are going to find the Fourier series of a function f of x is equal to 1 for x lying between 1 to pi, and f of x is equal to 2 for x lies between pi to 2 pi. Okay, so f of x is given two different values. Okay, f of x is given two different values. One value is 1, another value is 2. One value is 1, another value is 2. So 1 is for the value of x lying between 0 to pi, and 2 is for the value of x lying between pi to 2 pi. And also we want to evaluate the series 1 divided by 1 square plus 1 divided by 3 square plus 1 divided by 5 square, etc. So since we are asked to find the Fourier series of the given function f of x, first we have to write the formula for Fourier series. So the formula for Fourier series is f of x is equal to a0 by 2 plus summation n equal to 1 to infinity a n cos n pi x by l, cos n pi x by l. Similarly for sin also. Okay, when the interval is for example, the interval lies between 0 to 2l, or okay, an interval lies between 0 to 2l. Here the interval lies between 0 to 2 pi. Here the interval lies between 0 to 2 pi. Okay, interval lies between 0 to 2 pi. So L is replaced. Okay, L is replaced by pi. Okay, L is replaced by pi. So we will not get pi, because when you replace L by pi, both L and pi will get cancelled. And you will get only a n cos nx and b n sin nx. That is the reason why that pi and L are missing in the formula. Okay, so the formula for the Fourier series is written. Now a0 and a n and b n should be identified. Okay, so formula for a0 is given by 1 by pi into 0 to 2 pi f of x dx. Okay, a0 equal 1 by pi into 0 to 2 pi f of x dx. 1 by pi comes as it is, then integral 0 to pi is having two functions. Okay, it is the function carries the value 1 for x lying between 0 to pi, and the function carries 2 for x lies between pi to 2 pi. So we are writing f of x is equal to 1 for 0 to pi plus f of x is equal to 2 for pi to 2 pi dx. So integration of 1 into dx is dx. So integration of dx will give x. Integration of 2 dx, which is 2 comes outside, so it will become 2 by pi. So dx is again, okay, dx is again x. So we will have 1 by pi, the limit are pi to pi minus 0, and here the limits are 2 pi minus pi. Okay, the upper limit minus lower limit. So the value will be given by, pi divided by pi. Pi divided by pi will get cancelled, we will get 1. 2 pi divided by pi will get cancelled, and we will get 2 pi minus pi. 2 pi minus pi is equal to again pi. 2 pi minus pi is again equal to pi. Here is also equal to pi. So this 2 pi will get cancelled, we will get 1, and here also both pi, okay, both pi will get cancelled, and this pi will get cancelled. So here also we will get 2. 1 plus 2 equal to 3. So a0 equal to 3. Okay, a naught equal to 3. Okay, next we want to find the value of an. So we want to find the value of an. Okay, an the formula for an is 1 by pi into 0 to 2 pi f of x cos nx dx. Similarly, the formula for bn is also 1 by pi into 0 to 2 pi f of x. Instead of cos nx, you will have sin nx dx. So here 1 is multiplied with cos nx and 2 is also multiplied with cos nx, because we already know f of x carries the value 1 and 2 for the interval 0 to pi and for the interval 0 to 2 pi. So we get what is the derivative, what is integration of cos nx. So integration of cos nx is sin nx by n. Integration of cos nx is sin nx by n. Here cos nx is sin nx by n. Okay, so cos x is nothing but sin x, but here it is not only a cos x function. X is preceding with another factor n. So on integrating this factor nx, so in differentiating this factor nx, we will get n. That n should be divided, and also here that n should be divided. So we get sin nx by n and sin nx by n. Now we have to apply the limit 0 to pi and pi to 2 pi. We get sin n pi. Here sin 2n pi, sin n 2 pi, that is 2n pi. Here sin 0 and here sin minus pi. All these values are 0. So for sin, we know that sin n pi, what is the value of sin n pi? Sin n pi equal to 0. What is the value of cos n pi? Cos n pi equal to minus 1 power n. Okay, so the value of an equal to 0. Okay, the second thing is bn. So instead of cos nx, we are having sin nx here. So integration of sin nx is minus cos nx by n. So here is also the term is same, minus cos nx by n. The limits are 0 to pi here and pi to 2 pi here. So on substituting the values, we will have minus of cos n pi, cos n pi equal minus 1 power n. Here we are having a minus, so we are taking this minus outside. So minus 1 power n. On substituting the upper limit, on substituting lower limit cos 0, okay, you will have sin 0 equal to 0, that is why here comes 0. Okay, and cos, okay, and cos 0 equal to 1. So we are having upper limit minus lower limit, so minus 1 will appear here. So for the second term, we are having minus cos nx, we are taking this minus outside, so it becomes minus 2 divided by, so this n is independent of the limits. Okay, because x is only varying with respect to limits, this n is not varying. So we are taking the n in the denominator outside, whereas it is not possible to take the numerator n outside. We are taking only denominator n outside. So it becomes 2 divided by n pi. We are having 1 minus 1 power n. 1 minus 1 power. How this comes? So cos n into 2 pi. Okay. So n into 2 pi, it is an even term. Okay. N is even. So for n equal to 2n means, n equal to 2n means it will become even. So it will become plus 1. So for cos 2n pi we will have 1, and for cos n pi we will have minus 1 power n. Upper limit minus lower limit. That's why the minus appears in between. Okay, that's why the value is appearing in between. Then we will have the value of bn. Yes, we will have the value of bn as 1 by n pi of minus is common. No, this minus taken outside, that is bringing inside. So we are having 1 by n pi minus of minus 1 power n. Minus into minus will become plus 1 minus 2 plus 2 into minus 1 power n whole divided by n pi. So this is the value of bn. This is the value of bn. So now we have to substitute the value of a naught, an and bn. Value of a naught, an and bn in the Fourier series formula. In the Fourier series formula, we will have f of x is equal to a naught by 2 an cos nx and bn sin nx, which is our formula. An value is 0, bn value is minus 1 power n minus 1 divided by n pi. So the sin x will come as it is. 0 into cos nx will become 0. 0 into cos nx will become 0. Okay, so this term will become 0. This term will become 0. So we will have only this term will become 0. So we will have only 3 by 2 this minus sum is n equal to 1 to infinity. Okay, we are substituting the values here. For n equal to 1, we will get sin x divided by 1 pi. So sin x by 1 is written here. Pi is common. Pi will be common in all the terms, so we are taking it outside. For n equal to 2, we will get sin 2x by 2. So when n equal to 1 here, it will become minus 1 power 1 is minus 1 and it is minus 1. So minus 1 into minus 1 is minus 2 divided by pi. Okay, minus 2 divided by pi sin x. For n equal to 2, it will become minus 1 power 2 is plus 1. Plus 1 minus 1 will become 0. Okay. Zero plus 1 minus 1 will be 0. Okay, so that is 0. When n equal to again for n equal to 3, we will have minus, minus 2 divided by 3 pi sine 3x. Okay, we will have all these terms. 3 by 2 minus 2 by pi sine x by 1 by 3 plus etc. Okay, we shall check the value of bn. Okay, when n equal to 1, bn, when n equal to 1, we will have minus 1 power 1 is minus 1, minus 1 is minus 2, so we will have minus 2 divided by pi. When n equal to plus 1, when n equal to plus 1, it will become plus 1. So when n equal to 2, when n equal to 2, we will have plus 1. So plus 1 minus 1 is 0, 0 divided by 2 pi. So 0 divided by 2 pi into sine 0x. So it will become 0. Here it is typed mistakenly. Here it is typed mistakenly. Okay. So sine 2x by 2 will not be there. Okay. Sine 4x will not be there. So here we are having, when we put x equal to 0, pi by 2, pi and 2 pi, we will not get the given series. So using Parseval serenity, yes, that is what we are having. Since putting x equal to 0, pi by 2 and pi to 2 pi, since x is varying between 0 to 2 pi, it is not possible to get values for these things. Okay. So we are using Parseval's identity for Fourier series. Okay, the Parseval identity for Fourier series is given by the formula. The Parseval identity for Fourier series is given by the formula 1 by pi So the Parseval formula is 1 by pi f of x whole square dx equal to a naught square by 2 plus summation a n square plus dn square. So using Parseval identity only we are able to get solution of this particular direction. Okay, we are asked to find one direction now. So using Parseval identity only we can able to find the square direction. When we are having pi square like terms, then we have to use Parseval identity, because in Parseval identity only we are having f of x square. So on substituting value of 1 by pi 0 to pi 1 square dx plus 1 by pi to 2 pi 2 square dx, we will have the left hand side as 5. Okay, you know all the calculations. Okay, so the limits are pi and 0, the limits are 2 pi and pi. On subtracting we get pi into 4 divided by pi is 4, pi divided by pi is 1, 4 plus 1 equal to 5. This 9 by 2, where comes 9 by 2? In a n square. So a naught square by 2 is 3 square by 2, so which is equal to 9 by 2. So that 9 by 2 must be taken to the left hand side. So we have 5 minus 9 by 2, and this term a n square plus b n square. Okay, both are having 1 by pi, because a n is 0, b n is having 1 by pi square, 4 by 1 square. Okay, 0. Okay, because 2 square is 0. Already I told no that 4 will not come. Okay, so 4 by 3 square and 4 by pi square. Okay, taking order 4 outside, we are having 4 by pi square, which is equal to 1 by 1 square plus 1 by 3 square plus 1 by 5 square. So this term, this is the term we have to find. So we are bringing this, we are calculating 5 minus 9 by 2. Okay, and we will get 10 minus 9 by 2 is 1 by 2. This is 4 by pi square, and it has to be bring on this side. So we are having pi square divided by 8, pi square divided by 8, and it is the value of our problem. It is the value of, okay, it is the value of our problem. Okay, so the sum ends here. The sum ends here. The question asked is find the value of 1 by 1 square plus 1 by 3 square plus 1 by 5 square, and we found the value as pi square by 8. Okay, so similarly we have to solve different problems. We have to practice many problems in this exercise, because Fourier series is an important problem, because it is having many difficulties, because you must know the basic formulas like differentiation, integration, and you have to know how to split up the interval. You have to check whether the given function is odd function or even function. Okay, if the function is neither even nor odd, then you have to find everything. For this problem I did not show how to find. Okay, but for upcoming problems, for other problems, we have to check what is an even function, whether it is an even function or odd function. For that you have to know what is an even function. Okay, what is an odd function, those things must be clearly known. Okay, the odd function is nothing but when f of x, a function is there, the function f of x is there, then f of minus x is equal to minus of f of x, it is called odd function. When f of minus x is again equal to f of x, it is called even function for a single function problem. Suppose the function is interval, it is split into two intervals like our previous problems means. Okay, you have to substitute and value in the first function, and you have to get a second function, then it is even function. Otherwise, if you are not getting negative of second function, means it is odd function. There are many more classifications are there. Okay, we shall discuss all the problems one by one. Thank you. So I would like to thank the interview team, the team which is handling this interview section. The session goes very well. I was very happy to attend the interview conducted by your institution. I really feel happy to share some of the ideas regarding the mathematical techniques used in solving the particular problem called Fourier series in this interview. If possible, we shall discuss many more problems in future. Thank you. I thank the management, institution, the interview team, the panel of examiners, everyone. I thank you all once again.